Life for God's Stray Animals needs your contributions to help expand their facilities. Send your donations to P.O. Box 321, Lithonia, Georgia 30059.
And now for your normal everyday type newscast, here's your normal everyday type newscaster person, Tina Seldon.
Sorry, putting up some more of the wonderful Christmas cards that we've been receiving in the mail. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank everyone who has sent a card, and those of you who are thinking about sending cards, get them in the mail right away. Our weather, Bill is not here. As you might have noticed, an absence of one person here, and I have no idea what he's doing. He just sometimes doesn't show up. What can I say? Weather for the Atlanta area is partly cloudy and mild through Saturday. Low this morning near freezing. High today about 60. Looks like a great Saturday. Hopefully it'll hold out and be real nice through the entire weekend. Winds are light and variable, not really worth mentioning. By the way, did you know what the hottest temperature human beings can endure is?
What?
The hottest dry air temperature ever endured by a human was 400 degrees. If you can believe that, it's in print right here. The U.S. Air Force experiment in 1960, considerably more. That 400 degrees is considerably more than the 325 degrees it takes to broil a steak, and that is pretty hot. And this story just in from an unreliable source. It's been reported that Christmas causes cancer. In a yet undocumented experiment, rats were kept in red and green cages with piped-in Christmas carols. They were fed fruitcake, Christmas cookies, and eggnog. After only 6 weeks, the cancer rate in these rats was 25% higher than in the control group, who were in ordinary steel cages listening to music, eating ordinary rat-type food. The failure of Egypt and Israel to conclude a peace treaty sparked a war of words yesterday. Israel, which flatly rejected U.S. and Egyptian proposals for a settlement, sharply criticized the Carter administration, saying the Americans sided with Cairo during the negotiations. Foreign Minister Moshe Dayan accused Washington of trying to push Israel back from the West Bank and the Gaza Strip to its pre-1967 borders. He expressed confidence that Israel can withstand the combined Egyptian-American pressure to reverse its stance. The chairman of the Federal Reserve Board says the battle against inflation could last 7 years. FED Chairman William Miller told the Congressional Economic Subcommittee inflation is so deeply embedded it could take that long to eliminate it. However, Miller also told Congress that he does not foresee the recession some economists are predicting, which is good news. Miller's assessment was reinforced by a report from its board that industrial production rose 0.7% in November, the biggest monthly increase in output since August, and that is also good news. Federal census officials told Indian representatives from 9 southeastern states yesterday that unless their people are counted, quote, they don't exist. As far as most federal aid programs are concerned, the Consensus Bureau that's census, not consensus, although it takes a consensus of people. The Census Bureau conducted its 11th and final regional meeting yesterday in Nashville, Tennessee. The meetings were held to inform Indian tribes how the 1980 census will be conducted and to stress the importance of an accurate and full count.
From Hollywood, this is Tony Holt. Well, Richard Burton has confirmed to a group of his best friends that he definitely will retire from acting in 1980. He explained that he wants to devote himself to writing and the quiet life in such places as Puerto Vallarta. I've learned confidentially that another reason is Richard's health is not at all good. And James MacArthur may lose his longtime second banana berth on Hawaii 5-0 if he doesn't get with it. Jimmy's put on so many pounds he no longer looks like an eager young detective on camera. Producers have ordered him to take off the flab or face elimination from the series. Aloha.
From a burning apartment, and try to picture that. We'll be back with more right after this.
I'll be right back. Oh, I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Ooh, babies, I'll be right back.
And you may be surprised to hear this, but this Sunday, December 17th, will mark the 2nd anniversary of Channel 17, seen nationally via satellite. At that time, WTCG's signal, was received by only 4 cable companies: Grand Island, Nebraska, Newport News, Troy, Alabama, and Newton, Kansas. WTCG, owned by nationally known sportsman Ted Turner, is currently seen in 44 states, reaching 3.8 million homes, and is projected to get into 7 million households by 1980. Quite a few. We'd like to take just a moment out to congratulate ourselves on that. Oh, thank you very much. And congratulations to you, too. Okay. The Cincinnati Zoo is trying to figure out how to say, "have some peanuts" and "get off my foot" in Danish. The zoo just got a new elephant from the Copenhagen Zoo. Trainer Cecil Jackson reports that the elephant only understands commands when they are spoken in Danish. Officials haven't decided yet whether to teach the trainer to speak Danish or whether to teach the elephant to speak English. A high school in Boulder, Colorado may soon have a chapter of the National Organization of Reform of Marijuana Laws. Principal Gary Cox says the Student Council can authorize a chapter of NORML, called normal, I suppose, if there is enough interest among students. Cox emphasized that the group does not promote the use of marijuana, but believes prohibition laws need to be debated and reformed.
Contact the Martin Luther King Jr. Reading Academy at 577-8040. This is 17 Update early in the morning. Now with what it is, Bill Tush and Tina Seldon. Not necessarily in that order.
Good morning. Yeah, pretty nice, huh? We're back here, if you just noticed, at the brand new update news set. We're happy to be back here. It was taken over by us in a military coup several weeks ago, but there was some problems. Negotiations have been worked out, and as you can see, we are back here again. Let's find out what that weather is, and here with all of it is the girl that's full of it.
And thank you. Our weather for across the nation, our forecast, the temperatures will be mild across northern New England, but very cold from the central half of the Rockies all the way through South Dakota. Most of the nation will be cool or cold, including the Atlanta area, which will have a high of about in the upper 40s, I'd say.
Thank you. The Atlanta Flames scored 4 goals in the third period on Sunday night to ensure a 7-2 victory over Detroit. Flames coach Fred Creighton said after the game the memory of last year's playoff loss to Detroit was incentive enough to spark Atlanta to win. The International Olympic Committee has ordered Los Angeles and the U.S. Olympic Committee to settle their differences by March 1st or lose the 1984 Summer Games. The Los Angeles Organizing Committee and the U.S. Olympic Committee are squabbling over technical wording in a contract designed to protect Los Angeles taxpayers from picking up the tab if the games go into the red. Both sides are confident the snags will be ironed out in the next few weeks. The International Olympic Committee also tabled until March discussions on China's re-entry into the games. Well, that's sports, and Tina and I will be back in just a couple of seconds to tell you more of what's going on, so don't go away.